controversy has erupted in the state of Karnataka after a group of Kashmiri students in Hassan district alleged that they were forced to shave their beards before entering the college's clinical lab. Students have claimed that this constitutes cultural and religious discrimination, sparking outrage and prompting intervention from Jammu and Kashmir Students Association, or the JKSA. Students enrolled under the Prime Minister's Special Scholarship Scheme have written to Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, the Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister's Office and the JKSA, urging them to address the very issue. The college administration, however, vehemently denies targeting any specific group, stating that the beard trimming rule applies to all students, including local Kannadiga students, for hygiene purposes. Vijay Kumar, the college's clinical inspector, stated that a stern warning was issued after some students ignored prior directions regarding hygiene standards essential for clinical duties. The college principal, Chandrasekhar, emphasized that the dress code, including beard trimming, is uniform for all 330 students, including the 14 from Jammu and Kashmir. However, the JKSA has accused the college administration of infringing on the students' cultural and religious rights. Their letter to the Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah states that over 24 Kashmiri students have been subjected to undue restrictions related to their appearance, particularly regarding beards, which they maintain for religious reasons. Students allege that they were instructed to trim their beards to 0-1 trimmer length or be clean shaven to participate in college activities, including the clinical duties. Those who refused were marked absent, affecting their attendance and academic records. Controversy prompted a meeting between the college administration and the students, resulting in an agreement allowing students to maintain their religious academic penalties. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we are cutting across to our colleague Mohammad Wajiullah to understand this particular story in better depth. Waji, a very good morning to you. Very firstly, this particular matter of students not being allowed to keep beards, which they in fact maintain for religious purposes. What exactly has gone down in this very college? Bring us those details. The ramifications of such instructions being issued by the college authorities, and also if there is any kind of set rules that has been established to execute this, or rather implement this kind of statute in the institutes, in the educational institutes there.
Well, good morning, Shreya, and good morning to everyone. Firstly, this issue spellbounded on Saturday when a notification was given by the college authorities that everybody has to come in proper uniform, trim their beard, make sure that they maintain a hygiene when they are inside an operation theater or inside during a surgery, because that is what is the standard procedure with regards to medical universities. Because when they are going inside operations or inside operation theaters, they have to make sure that their hair does not come out of their face and is on the body of other patient. And that is why, to keep that thing alive, the college authorities made sure that they passed out a notification to the Kashmiri students with regards to this, because Kashmiri Muslim students had long beard. And that is when this issue spiral bounded into a religious problem, when the students came out and saying that they are keeping beard on the basis of their religion, and they should not be stopped from it. And the issue was about to get spiral bounded, like how we've seen the hijab row a few months, a year back, in the same area of Hassan and Tripura and the Mandia areas and the other Udupi schools. But before all this could have happened, the college authorities then sat with these students who had already written a letter to the Chief Minister, written to the Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister, and the association students were unhappy with the fact that such a diktat was issued, despite knowing that Muslim students at least sport a beard. But when they had a chat with the college principal last night, and they explained the principal about the same issue, and the principal just told them that the whole intention is to make sure that you are clean and trim and proper when you are inside in surgery, and your body should not be the reason for anybody else's suffering. But we also got to know that there were other issues with these students also, with regards to their attendance, with regards to their behavior in the college. And there was a lot of bunking that was happening. And to make sure that there is some sort of discipline in the college, such sort of diktat was sent out by the college. But last night, when they sat and spoke to the principal, Chandrasekhar, and they came to a conclusion that they can be allowed to have a beard, but they should make sure that they are prim and proper and they are in college and they're neatly kept, at least is what the college said. And there was no a blanket ban on them trimming their beard or anything, and they could keep it the way they want. So as we speak, the matter seems to be resolved, but yes, this could have been spiral bounded into an hijab sort of a row where the college students would have been stopped from coming. But yesterday's conversation with the principal seems to have resolved the issues here.
Absolutely, Vaji. In fact, help us understand this. If there has been any notification issued or any kind of a reaction that we've seen into the story from the government side, since we see that a letter has been sent to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah's office as well as the Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister's office. Has there been any kind of a response from either bodies or either authorities?
Well, before the fan, before things could go out of hand, the college, I think, resolved the entire matter in a day itself. And I don't think there is any response from the government. But what we've learned is that the government has indirectly told the college to make sure that they can resolve their issue on their own, and it does not require the government to intervene. And that is why when the issue was raked up on Saturday, one of the students had come out and written a letter to all these students. But in a day itself, the principal called the students and had a conversation with them. And then we saw a statement that was given out by one of the students, Umar, along with the along with the college principal, where they came to a conclusion that such a diktat has been withdrawn, and there is no such rule anymore where they've been asked to trim their beard and come. All they have been asked to keep is maintain hygiene and come clean to college.
Vajay, you know, when we discuss about this very matter, let's also take into account past instances, not just in Karnataka, but also across other such educational institutes down south. We've seen such past instances of students not being allowed to, you know, come into the educational institute in a certain uniform for that matter, as you mentioned, the hijab row. Or even they have been asked to trim their beards and all. If you could just take us through such past instances that have taken place, which have in fact blown out of proportion.
The last year, when the previous government was there, there was a sudden hijab row that happened. That started from Udupi and then went across the the South Canara region of Karnataka, which is mainly Udupi, Mangalore, where the Hindutva stronghold or the BJP stronghold is very high. That is where one of the colleges had stopped the students from coming to the college because there was a blanket ban on wearing hijab or wearing any scarf over the head while they're writing exam, because in the past instances, it had come across that students were hiding sheets, hiding paper while they were writing their exam in their burqa or in their hijab or in long clothes. So that is when this issue had come up, and the matter that could have solved immediately, but went spiral binding across state. And then we saw a lot of Hindu groups getting involved, saying that no, why are Muslims given this privilege? And all sort of them. And that is when the government also came out and saying that it's the college rule and that is what they have to follow, instead of quelling the matter or nipping the matter in the bud itself. And we've seen how colleges across Karnataka stopped the Muslim students from, girl students from coming to college. A lot of girl students even dropped out because they would rather choose to wear their hijab than to attend a college, is what they said at that point of time. And that is when there was a lot of concern whether the students will come back or not. But that's it. It took a lot of 6 months to 8 months for that issue to get resolved. It went to the court, and the court then issued. The Karnataka High Court said that the hijab row will continue, and that is when the colleges also got an ammunition to make sure that they stick to their discipline. And that is what happened at that particular point of time. And we've seen such cases, and that is when the Muslim students also started protesting. Then if we are stopped from wearing this, then the girl students should also be stopped from wearing either a bindi or wearing the saffron scarf on their head or saffron shawls on their shoulders. That is when the issue became very religious. It started creating more controversy than it should not have. But then this time around, when such an issue was given out to the students where they were supposed to trim their beard, that is when the principal immediately took the matter into his own hand, called the students, had a chat with them, and somehow or the other tried to resolve the issue by giving them permission to keep their beard, but making sure that they are kept clean. And we should also understand the idea that that your hygiene is more important because the patient whom you will be serving is more important than you. As a doctor, it is more important for you to make sure that you are clean and you are not the reason for his death. And that is what happened yesterday when the students had a conversation with the Chief Minister and tried to resolve this.
You know, this also brings us to a question, Vaji, that's given that we have seen such instances in the past, and while this instance got under control quite swiftly, given the college administration in fact took things into cognizance, is there any kind of a guideline that's been issued or that's in the works from the government side to protect this religious sentiments of such students taking admissions in these institutes? Is there anything under the works or anything that's been discussed?
So one thing is clear that when it comes to your religious practices, the government does not try to interfere that much with regards to what you wear, what you have, whether you have a beard or you don't have a beard, whether you put a hijab, whether you put a bindi, whether you put a dupatta, and all these things. But colleges do have their own set of rules with regards to discipline, with regards to dress, and as long as they maintain decorum, they maintain decency, no college has an interference, because at the end of the day, that's a public place, and that is where you have to make sure that you are decent enough to come to college, and your clothes or your this thing does not hamper somebody else's work. That is what is the blanket condition that is there in most of the colleges. The government also issues such notifications in their own government colleges, where they also expect students to make sure that they come college neatly, they're well disciplined, they wear decent clothes, and it's not revealing so that it becomes distracting for the other students who are there. Likewise, there is some sort of rules where they expect the students to cut their nails, trim their beard. But that does sometimes interfere into the religious practices, because Sikhs and Muslims are one of the communities where they're mandated to keep their beard long, and that is where these students feel that these diktats affect their religious practices. That is when the governments allow them, like for the Sikh community, they have permission to wear their kada, they have the permission to wear their kirpan, and have long beards. Exactly the same way, some Muslim students in some of the government colleges do have that liberty to do things the way they want with regards to their own maintenance of their beard or anything. But yes, I do in some colleges, because of some rather unforeseen incidents or some issues, do get spiral bounded into a religious issue. But then, at least now, what we see is before it could become a national issue from a college issue, it has been quelled.